Hi, I'm Niall Heaney from Gulfstream Boat Sales. Today I want to show you around this 2006 Larson 180 SEI bow rider. It's fitted with a Volvo Penta 3 litre, 135 horsepower stern drive engine. Comes complete with a UK spec SBS road trailer, and it's a lovely little entry level bow rider package. Great wee boat for day trips, bit of water sports, taking the family out for a bit of fun, and this one's in lovely condition throughout. We're going to take a walk around the boat now. We're going to show you all the features inside it. We're going to put it through its paces in the water as well, and just give you a much better idea of what this boat can do, and hopefully help you to figure out whether it might be the right one for you. Larson are a well-respected American boat builder. Back in 2006, whenever this one came off the production line, they were one of the biggest players in the US market, and they built high-quality items. So you've got lots of high-end touches to this boat, like stainless steel cleats, nice stainless steel rub rail with a black PVC insert. It's got a full cockpit fiberglass liner inside the boat, so it's all fiberglass decks. There's no plywood, there's no carpets or anything, so it's very easy to maintain. You hit it with a hose, it's not going to rot over time. Great little hull design as well. This boat's 17.5 foot long and 7 foot 9 inches wide. It's rated to carry, I think, 7 passengers. So great space inside it. Good handling. Boat goes well with that 3 litre engine. Also, it's not too heavy. The boat's around about 1,000 or 1,100 kilos, I think. All up towing weight on the trailers around about 1,500 kilos. So it's just a nice, easy to own, easy to maintain, easy to look after little water sports day boat package. No major scratches or damage or anything on the gel coat. Some of the pinstriping, we've got nice black and gold pinstriping detail on the deck, and then we've got black and silver pinstripes on the hull itself. Some of the pinstriping and the vinyl is starting to wear through in bits and pieces, but you can replace those graphics packs if you want to, but there's no underlying damage to the gel coat beneath. Coming all the way back, the rub rail's in good condition. As I said, that nice polished stainless steel rub rail with the black insert looks well. Larson badge there's in pretty good shape. Coming all the way back to the stern corner on the port side of her, there's no impact damage or anything, no star grazing, no damage to the gel coat. So down along that port side of the boat, she looks very smart. The nose of the boat's in pretty good shape. As far as we know, the boat has spent the majority of its life on the trailer, although the bottom of it has been anti-foiled, so it's obviously spent a bit of time in the water. But there's not too much in the way of trailer damage. A few like minor scuffs in the gel just at the winch here from putting the boat on and off the trailer, but none of it's through the gel or anything, and you've got to be looking really hard to see that. We've got a central cleat forward on the forepeak of the bow, along with a little navigation light, a little chrome nav light. The starboard side of the boat also is in beautiful condition. No damage really on the gel coat at all. No scuffs, no scratches, no star grazing or anything. Again, a few wee little marks on the graphics, the little vinyl graphics, but overall they look pretty good. If it was my boat, I would maybe lose the pinstriping on the deck. You could maybe take that off altogether, and it might look a bit smarter with the black and silver bands on the hull bottom. Midships cleat there up at the windscreen. Larson badge on this side's in good condition. Nice chunky stern cleat on her as well, again all stainless steel. Little navigation pole light socket here on the back for showing your anchor light. And the stern corner on the starboard side is also in good shape. No impact damage, no star grazing or cracking. A few wee minor abrasions on the gel, but again nothing that's of any significance there. Although this boat falls into the entry level category, it's actually got a fairly solid hull. Underneath it, it's got a 21-degree dead rise on the transom, which is unusual in a boat of this class. Most entry-level bow riders tend to have a shallower V on the bottom of them to help them plane quicker and stuff like that. But the drawback is that they don't cope so well in choppier conditions. They tend to slam, and it doesn't take much in the way of sea state for them to get a bit upset. This one has a proper deep V with a 21-degree dead rise running right the way back to the transom, so it cuts through chop. Better than your average entry-level bow rider. Still going to get up on plane quickly and do everything you want it to do, but that deep V hull, and you can see the height of the hull as well. So the waterline's down here, so the swim platform and the gunnel tops are well above the waterline, so whenever your passengers are on board, even with a full complement of people on board, the boat's going to ride nice and high in the water, so it's going to make your passengers feel a bit safer, a bit more secure whenever you're on their way. So that's always a nice thing to have in an entry-level boat. The stern of the boat has an integrated swim platform. Across the rear, it's probably about maybe 12 or 14 inches deep. We've got a central ski towing eye in the back of her, factory ski towing eye, so you can pull water toys and wakeboarders and water skiers and things. We've got a fuel fill point here. Some engine room vents are in good condition. We've got a little folding stainless steel boarding ladder with a little handle here over on the starboard side. And then we've got a nice big wide sun pad across the back of the cockpit. So we'll jump inside her now and take a look through the cockpit. The boat's fitted with that Volvo Penta 3-litre GL engine. So it's a 4-cylinder engine, very fuel efficient. It's a good match for this hull. It's hooked up to this SX drive, so nice smooth Volvo drive. That's one of the things I like about Volvo Penta engines, is that the stern drives on them are very silky smooth. Cruiser gearboxes have a crash gearbox system, so they sort of clunk in and out of gear. And for first timers or people that aren't familiar with boating, they can think there's something wrong with it, but these SX drives have a cone clutch, so they slip in and out of gear silently, smoothly. You know, they are a very nice drive system. This one's in good condition. We have given a wee touch up in some of the paint here and there, just to make it a bit more presentable. But it's in a good general order. It's got a 3-blade, 19-pitch propeller, good shape. All the trim ram seals, the rubber bellows, everything's been checked by our engineer. Everything's in good condition there. You're going to have nothing to worry about in terms of maintenance. So nice SX drive leg in good order. Stepping into the cockpit then, we have a sport seating layout. Again, this distinguishes this boat from a lot of your other entry-level 17.5 and 18-foot bow riders. So it's got the full width sun pad across the back of the stern. We then got a nice bench seat here that's big enough to accommodate 3 or possibly 4 people, with little integrated cup holders either side, and they got a pedestal style helm seat and front passenger seat. So you'll easily seat 5 or possibly 6 people behind the windscreen. And you get seating for maybe 2 or 3 up on the bow. The boat is rated to carry a total of 7 adults plus gear, so there's plenty of room for 7 people to sit comfortably in the boat whenever it's underway. Nice spacious cockpit. As I said, that full fiberglass liner is a great thing to have. Again, it's another upmarket feature you don't find on all entry-level boats. The benefit of that is there's no plywood floor, there's no carpets or anything, there's nothing to sort of rot over time. It's going to be as good in 10 or 15 years time as it is today. Very easy to clean the boat, just head up the power washer, easy to maintain. Means that if your kids are doing water sports and swimming and things, they're not going to be getting carpets soaking wet and stuff like that. So it is a nice feature to have. If you wanted to, there's no carpets with this boat, snap-in carpets. But if you wanted to, you could get a nice wee set of snap-in carpets made as well. You're probably looking at maybe, you know, 400 or 500 quid max to spend on a nice set of brand new marine carpets, which would lift the thing if you like the feeling of carpet underfoot. But a lot of people like just walking on the fiberglass deck, and the fact that it's so easy to clean, the water runs off it and stuff. It's obviously all molded, non-skid. Nice little windscreen here, and an opening section giving you access out into the bow too. The windscreen itself is this nice sort of short smoked screen affair, so it's a factory smoke tint on the glass. It's got stainless steel, I think it is, frame, or a highly polished chrome or something, so a nice shiny frame. It's all solid and secure, and this little centre section flips open. There's a wee rubber stopper to hold it off the other side, and then you've got access out into the bow area here. There's seating up here for about 3 people. All the backrests and side panels are all upholstered, so everybody's got a bit of a backrest. There's 2 integrated handrails up here, 2 cup holders as well. Again, it's all fiberglass lined, fully fiberglass lined, so if any water finds its way in here, it's going to run down into the bilge, and the bilge pump will lift it overboard. Condition wise, it's good. Some little minor little spiders dropping stains on these seat backs here, but you have to be looking pretty close, and for an 06 boat, you know, it's sort of to be expected. But the upholstery is very good. There's no rips or tears or anything in it. There's storage underneath all the seats as well, and the little storage lockers are fiberglass lined too. So even behind the scenes, the finish and fit on this boat is very good. So good bit of storage underneath those 2 seats, and then underneath the very front seat we have a little bit of an anchor locker. So again, that's all lined and drains down into the bilge, so if you're chucking your anchor and chain in there and there's a bit of water or sand or anything on it, you can hose out the locker and it runs down into the bilge. So again, a nice touch that. And with this little forward backrest section, it means you can have somebody sitting in the bow looking back if you're doing water sports or skiing and you want to keep an eye on the action behind the boat. You can sit there, works like a wee spotter seat. So the whole bow area is in very, very nice condition. The fit and finish in the cockpit's great. Upholstery's very nice. We've got a mixture, it's all white, but we've got a mixture of like perforated panels and solid panels, so that you know, it breaks it up, looks a bit nicer. It's nice comfortable seating arrangement here at the back. We've upholstered side panels as well. There's handrails on either side for the back seat passengers. Backrest comes up to a good height. The gunnel height is good, so you feel like you're sitting down inside the boat as opposed to perched on top of it, which is also good. This is a fixed bench. There's storage underneath it, so there's 3 storage pockets, so you can fire your gear back there. It's going to be easy to get to. You know, you can fire in fenders, dock lanes, all that sort of stuff. There's little storage bins in the back of the pedestal seats, and we have a ski locker, quite a large ski locker, underneath this compartment in the floor. So that runs right up underneath the bow of the boat, big enough to swallow 2 or 3 skis, wakeboard, ropes and fenders and all that sort of stuff. And it's just a removable panel, so if you need better access, you can pull it out of the way completely. Condition-wise, the interior of the boat is generally very good. This boat unfortunately doesn't have an hour clock on it, so we can't say for certain how many hours are on the boat, but it has the look and feel of something that really hasn't done very much at all. Whenever you have a look around the engine bay, you'll see for yourself just how mint everything is in there. The upholstery is, from the point of view of tears or scratches or rips or stitching, it's all completely perfect. There's actually one tiny little mark down the side of this seat here. It's not even, you know, it's about a third of the size of my small fingernail. You'll not even see it in the camera, but that is literally the only sort of tear or defect in the upholstery. However, there are some stains that we haven't been able to get out, unfortunately. One is a bit of red stain in here. Prime candidate for that is life jackets. I've seen this before. If you leave a life jacket lying on the seat, it dies into the fabric. So we haven't been able to get that out. And there's also a little mark here and a couple of wee lines here in the back seat. Now, it's noticeable because we had the boat sort of completely mint, you know, totally cleaned in underneath the lights in the showroom. In general day-to-day use, whenever you've got gear fired about the boat and you know it's going to be getting grubby, you're probably never going to see those. It was only whenever we had the boat completely valeted that we noticed them, but I want to point them out just in case you are an incredibly fussy person and that's going to bother you. So there's no surprises when you get here, but there is a little bit of staining on that back seat, and we got that little red stain on the helm seat. Other than that, the rest of the interior, the upholstery, the dash, all the fixtures and fittings, the handrails, the cup holders, everything else is perfect. It really has done very little, this boat, in my opinion. Engine access on the boat is really straightforward. We just have to lift this sun pad cushion. I just want to point out the stainless steel hinges back here as well. So nice big chunky stainless steel hinges, 4 screws in them, so they're nice and solid and in great condition too. Unmarked or untarnished. Whenever we lift the hatch up, lifts up in 2 gas struts, they're in good condition, and then you get super access around this Volvo 3-litre GL engine. The engine makes 135 horsepower. It's a 4-cylinder unit. They've been around a lifetime, sort of tried and tested technology. It's not the most sophisticated thing in the world, but easy to maintain, fuel efficient, makes 135 horsepower, which is a good match to the boat, so it gets it up on plane quickly. There's enough power there for pulling skiers and stuff. And as you can tell, this one is in completely mint condition. No corrosion around it. I really don't know if this boat's ever been in the sea. I would very much doubt it. If it has, it looks to me to be a freshwater example. There's no corrosion on any of the front pulleys on the engine. Starter motor down there looks good. Transom assembly looks good. All the power steering equipment back there is good condition. There's a new battery in the boat that was fitted last year. We've got a remote fire extinguisher system. We've got storage for the little anchor pole light down in there. It's clipped in. You see a bit of soundproofing and heat shield on that forward bulkhead. Power trim motor down in the port side of her. Again, all the fixtures and fittings and motor are in immaculate condition. Good bit of storage on that side too if you want to store stuff back in there. And you've also got a wee bit of storage space in front of the battery too. So really tidy engine bay, has all the hallmarks of a boat that's done very little work. And as I said, freshwater example. We've gone through it, checked out the engine, give it a service, and made sure it's ready to go for the next owner. So really nice tidy engine bay on the boat. There's a nice helm station on the boat. Little sort of wraparound style helm seat, which is quite firm, but it's pretty supportive. You can adjust this fore and aft, so it's on a nice runner, so you can move it fore and aft. It also rotates around, as does the passenger one, so you can sit and face your rear seat passengers if you're sitting having a drink or picnic on board. But it's pretty easy to get a comfortable driving position. Rack and pinion steering, throttle and shift lever over here on the right hand side. We've got our safety lanyard attachment point here. We've got a little handheld fire extinguisher down in here, which is actually sitting in a cup holder, so you do have a cup holder down there for the driver. You could clip that up somewhere out of the way, probably make more sense. The dash has a nice range of marine instruments, all the original gauges, which are in working order. We've got black face gauges, Faria gauges with stainless steel bezels, so they look smart. Voltmeter, fuel gauge, speedo, RPM gauge, rev counter, power trim, shows the position that the drive's in, oil pressure and temperature. So nice range of gauges set into this grey or beigey grey dash panel, so you don't get any reflection on the windscreen. And then in terms of switchgear, we've got engine blower motor. Now the blower does need replaced. We can do that before the boat goes, but engine blower motor, bilge pump, navigation lights, accessory, and the horn as well. We 12-volt power socket down here, so if you want to charge a phone, you can plug it in there, sit the phone down in the cup holder, and then we've got a pretty new looking Pioneer stereo. See if I can figure out how this turns on and get the accessory on. Yeah, so there we go. So I think there's 2 speakers. What do we see? These things are incredibly difficult to figure out. There we go, radio.
Clear, but without the Democratic Unionist Party, it's hard to
so
see
we've got
past MPs
2 speakers and underneath the dash on both sides, and that's a good stereo, pretty good sound quality too. So that's your stereo, and that lives behind this little splashproof cover, so if you're out you can close that off just so it doesn't get any water on it. So yeah, nice little helm station. The boat goes really well. We're going to take it to the water now and show you exactly how it runs underway. So check that out now. There'll be a bit of onboard footage as well as footage shot from the shore just to show you exactly how this boat runs. Front seat passenger gets the exact same pedestal seat as the helmsman, and again you can adjust this fore and aft, slides fore and aft, and it rotates around. I'll probably slide it forward, but it rotates around so you can sit either spotting skiers out the back, or if you want to just sit having a few drinks or whatever, chatting to your guests, you can do that too. So all the mechanisms are all working perfectly. Again, this is an indication this thing's only ever seen fresh water because all that's in perfect condition. Little integrated handrail here, good protection from the windscreen, little glove box in there as well, and a cup holder down here for your front seat passenger too. Plenty of leg room, bit of storage here for these are your cover support poles as well. On the subject of covers, actually this boat has a really good set of bow and cockpit covers, so nice little individual bow cover. You can pop that on, you can use that even if you're out on the boat, and say you're out an early morning or late evening or it's a bit chilly, you can pop that bow cover on, stops the wind rustling through the boat, and then you can use the bow as like a bit of a storage area. And there's also a flat tonneau cover for the cockpit too. Covers are in very, very good condition. They look like they've been made pretty recently. They're aftermarket covers, but they look very good. If you check out the photo gallery at the bottom of the page, you'll see a bunch of photographs of the boat with the covers on. How you can distinguish the 180 SEI model in the Larson range is the little sort of short windscreen. So it sort of harkens back, it reminds me of you know, the Chris Craft launch series of boats that have a wee short windscreen on them as well. So there's a certain degree of elegance to it. It probably doesn't give you quite as much protection from the wind as the full wraparound screen that you get in some of the other models, but it looks different. You'd be surprised how much protection it does give you actually. But it's got a nice smoke tint to it as well, so it's a very smart looking screen. Makes the thing look like a sort of mini Chris Craft launch in my view. And yeah, it just looks different. You know, you notice it on the water. It stands out from the crowd as being something a wee bit different and quite smart looking to my eye. So there you have it. That's our 2006 Larson 180 SEI Bowrider. It's a fantastic little boat. It's in beautiful condition. Lots of high-end features and touches throughout it, like the stainless steel rub rail, stainless steel windshield surround, that little smoke glass with a wee different windscreen on it, the full fiberglass liner inside it as well, all your stainless steel cleats and all that sort of carry on. So nice high-end boat, well put together. This one has all the hallmarks of being super low hours and also a fresh water example. Engine bay is immaculate, to be fully serviced and tested by us. It's ready to go for next season. Comes complete with this SBS trailer, single axle trailer. So it's going to be an easy boat to store, easy boat to maintain, easy boat to look after, and it should just be hopefully a joy for her next owners. If you're interested in the boat and you want to come and have a look at it, if you've got any questions about it, if you want to have a chat about the logistics of getting it delivered to your home, berth or marina, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Best way to do that is by giving me a call on the number at the top of the website, or fill out the callback request form on this page of the site and I'll contact you at times convenient, or send me an email to sales@gulfstreamshop.com. Thanks very much for watching the video. I hope you find it useful.